Okay, now we've turned it back off after we backwash it. We're going to have to turn it on waste for a second to kick out the waste. And unfortunately, we lose a little bit of the diatomaceous earth or sand when we do this. So periodically, we do have to feed in more diatomaceous earth or sand through the filter. So, all right, we're putting it on waste right now. We're going to run it for just a second. Kick all that waste out. All right, just bear with me here just 1 second. Okay. Turn the system back off. Now we're going to put it back to filter. Okay, it's back on filter. All right, let's kick it back on. All right, now let's see what our pressure. Pressure should be lower. Remember, it was 30 before, just a little bit over 20 now. And not only that, but remember how the returns were running on the pump? I don't know if you can see this through there, but see how big the waterfall is now, because the water pressure is so much better now. But anyway, so basically that's the mechanics of the pool. Again, we're going to look over. Looks like we have a little leak right here. That would be a notation. There's also a leak right there. That would also be a notation. If I was inspecting this pool, I would also probably note that the markings, probably need to come out here with a permanent marker or something. Just wear and tear. You don't know what each one of these are. I could probably look it up on the internet and find it again and rewrite it. But you need to know what the backwash and the filter and the waste and all that sort of thing is. I would also check the filter itself for leaks, that sort of thing. I'd also check the heater, but we're not going to get too much into that right now to make sure that works. Now, you also have pool returns here. You know how you have 3 intakes? For this pool, you've got the waterfall thing, you've got one that goes into the hot tub and one that goes into the regular pool. And you can manipulate these. Do you want the waterfall bigger or, you know, more into your hot tub, that sort of thing. This one also has electronic controls here and here, which can be controlled and manipulated by the box. There's timers on here. That's kind of sophisticated. Once you learn one, though, you can pretty much do them all. It also has a control inside that you control. But that's basically it. Now again, this is a chlorine pool. This is the basic things that you'll be looking for. I'm probably going to go back out there and check to make sure that all the returns are working properly. That there's, you know, you can see if there's any obvious cracks, that sort of thing. You know, you obviously cannot check a pool when it's winterized. Basically, when they winterize a pool, what they do is take the level down below the skimmers and then put sort of an antifreeze type product into the lines to keep them from freezing. This, by the way, is an air blower. When they have the hot tub on, that's air blower blows. All right, this is Preston, Sandlin, Home Inspection, Carolina. Thank you very much. Hello, this is Preston, Sandlin of Home Inspection, Carolina. Today we're going to be inspecting a swimming pool, a regular chlorine swimming pool with a diatomaceous earth or DE filter. But before we do that, I want to go over some of the products that are used in a diatomaceous earth, or for that matter, pretty much any chlorine filter pool. To start with, we're going to talk about these are the chlorine pills that you'll have, or chlorine tablets. These are for the regular maintenance chlorine. You could have 3-inch or 1-inch tablets. These will either go into a chlorine, like if they have a duck or a thing, a float type device, or an inline chlorine feeder. These need to be maintained in the pool at all times. All right. Then we're going to talk about the next item up will be chlorine granulars. You've got to use this to shock the pool every so often. You know, the times vary among usage and how long the pool's going, but this is a granular chlorine. Again, you need to shock the pool to kill all the algae and that sort of thing. The next thing we're going to talk about is during when the weather gets really warm, you need to use some algicide. Algicide, you need to add that weekly to the pool to keep the algae out, especially during high temperatures. The next thing is you have filters with different products. The one we're going to talk about today is the diatomaceous earth filter. It's a really fine sand. It's almost like a white. It almost looks like powder, but it is a sand. It's a very fine sand. They also have sand filters, cartridge filters. You know, those are the 3 big ones that you'll see. I also like to talk about total alkalinity increaser. Every so often, the pool, the alkalinity gets down, which the chlorine and the other products will not work as well. And basically, it's the pH. When you test the pool, you usually test the pH and the chlorine. And what happens is the alkalinity gets down, the chlorine will not work. So this is a total alkalinity increaser. If you look, it's actually sodium bicarbonate, and from chemistry, I don't know if you recognize this, but it's basically baking soda. And you can actually save money by going to Sam's or Costco or somewhere like that and buying large bags of baking soda. It's the exact same thing. But again, basically basic pool maintenance would dictate, you keep your chlorine tablets in line. Depending on the weather and the usage of the pool, you're going to have to shock every so often. You're going to have to put algicide in once a week, especially during the warm months. When you backwash the pool, you're going to lose a little bit of your sand or diatomaceous earth. You're going to have to put some more in. And every year and a half, 2 years, you're going to have to replace all the sand and diatomaceous earth in the filter anyway. A few times a year, the total alkalinity will get down. You got to add alkalinity increaser, which is a fancy word for pH. Baking soda. So these are the basic basic chemicals products used on a chlorine pool. The only thing that would be different, if it was a filter pool, cartridge filter, you wouldn't need any kind of diatomaceous earth or sand. And obviously if it was sand, you wouldn't need diatomaceous earth, it would be sand. But they all act as a filter to filter out the impurities and the algae once these other products kill it.